During the June 19th meeting, the Attorney General said he wanted to buy peace. And he indicated a willingness to produce the fair compilation of post-February 4th documents. He told me that he would produce those documents, the fair compilation of documents, on 3 conditions. 1, that we would permanently cancel the contempt vote. 2, that I would agree that the department was in full compliance with the committee's subpoenas. And 3, that I would accept in total the fair compilation sight unseen. He then says, I can't do that for any list all the reasons. I can't do that. I can't do that. I couldn't make that deal. The short meeting in the Capitol lasted about 20 minutes. The Attorney General left the meeting and shortly thereafter sent an 8-page letter containing more than 40 citations requesting that you assert executive privilege. The following morning, Deputy Attorney General informed me that you had taken the extraordinary step of asserting the privilege as designed to protect presidential decision-making. In his letter, Attorney General stated that releasing these documents covered by the subpoena, the fair compilation, remember, just that, not all 130,000, just this fair compilation, some of which he offered the committee hours earlier, would have, quote, significant damaging consequences. Mr. President, it remains unclear how, in a matter of hours, the Attorney General moved from offering these documents in exchange for canceling his contempt vote and ending the congressional investigation to claiming that they are covered by executive privilege and that by releasing them, which the Attorney General was prepared to do just a few short hours earlier, would now result in significant damaging consequences. Please explain this, Mr. President. It goes on and on. You have to read this. It is at, it really explains executive privilege, and it really explains that the president knows. It's very, very clear. He then goes on and says, for the past 16 months, Senator Grassley and I have been investigating Operation Fast and Furious. In response to the question about the operation during an interview with Univision, you stated, quote, well, first of all, I did not authorize it. Eric Holder, the Attorney General, did not authorize it. You also stated that you were absolutely, quoting, not informed about Operation Fast and Furious, end quote. Later in the interview, you said, quote, there may be a situation here which is a serious mistake that was made, but if that's the case, we'll find out and we'll hold somebody accountable, end quote. From the early stages of the investigation, the White House has maintained that no White House personnel knew anything about Operation Fast and Furious. Your assertion of executive privilege renews the question now about White House involvement. You can't have executive privilege if you weren't involved. The White House press secretary says, emphasized your denial that you knew nothing about Fast and Furious. Mr. Carney said, I can tell you that. As president, he's already said he didn't know about or authorize this operation. I think he made it clear during the Mexican state visit and the press conference that he had found out about through the newspaper reports, and he takes that very seriously. This whole thing is so well written and so very clear that almost all of your really, really idiot friends, I mean the ones who just barely pay attention, can read this and come to no other conclusion than not about Fast and Furious, but the president is knowingly engaged in one of 2 scenarios. He is involved, and the senior advisors are involved, and this investigation is correct, and there is corruption. Or the president is knowingly twisting the Constitution again for some unknown reason. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't say we were completely involved, I was never advised on this, and then claim executive privilege because you weren't involved. Which is it?
I mean, isn't it he's either involved or he's covering something here? I mean, because you wouldn't go to these lengths to...
No, he's covering either for some... He's either covering for Holder or for the Justice Department, or he's involved. One of the two.
Because I mean,
there's no third option here.
Nixon wasn't in the Watergate Hotel with a flashlight. You know, it was.
But Nixon had conversations. The president has already said, I had zero conversations. I didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what Nixon did.
Yeah, that's what
this guy is a combination of Nixon and Carter. I mean, that's what's amazing. We have in 4 years, this is why the country is in such shock. In 4 years, we have put the entire 1970s, an entire decade, squeezed into a three and a half year period. We have. I mean, look what we have. We have revolution in the Middle East, just like in Iran. We don't have hostages, but we have war coming our way. We have totally trashed our economy. We've totally trashed our industry. We have made America feel like it's a loser. We've apologized to everybody else. Gas prices has gone through the roof. We have corruption like nobody's business. You want to talk about the gold standard? We're so far away from the gold standard, we can't even see fool's gold from this point. What it took 2 parties and 3 presidents to accomplish in 10 years, this man's done in 3.5. Don't tell me he's a do-nothing president. He's done an awful lot. He's done an awful lot. This does not end well for the president. And it is, it's frightening because the press is not covering any of this. This is real news. You know how they always say, oh, we got to cover the important stuff. This is the important stuff. This is real news. And they're not going to cover it. That should be the front page of every paper. This is the beginning. You know, it's amazing. We're saving newspapers now. And, you know, I have the World Trade Center. I have when we were, when Fannie and Freddie fell off. I have the paper when we were, knocked down in our credit status. I have these. I have saved every newspaper for the last 2 weeks. Like every day, there is something major and historic. Every single day. It's actually been longer than that. It's since he made the gay thing. What was that, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Every single day there has been an important historic moment. It's amazing how history is changing right in front of our eyes, and the media is nowhere to be found.